What does it really take to master a game that has more possible moves than there are atoms in the entire universe? Well, for one guy, it was never just about mastery. It was about a kind of dominance that has totally reshaped the game itself. Today on The Explainer, we are diving deep into the Magnus Carlsen phenomenon. So how does one person get to the absolute summit of world chess and just stay there? We're talking about Magnus Carlsen, of course. And his story isn't just about winning. It's about a level of control so total that it's left everyone, rivals, commentators, even legends from the past, struggling to even find the words for it. Okay, think about this. Winning the classical chess title, that's the ultimate dream for any grandmaster. Winning the rapid and blitz titles, that makes you a speed demon, a specialist. But holding all three at the same time, that was something people thought was pretty much impossible. Until Magnus just went and did it. To really get how, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. Long before he was even a grandmaster, Magnus Carlsen was showing signs of an intellect that was just on a different plane of existence. And we're not just talking about being a smart kid. We're talking about a kind of deep cognitive power that showed up really, really early. The signs were all there, and they're kind of mind-blowing. At age 2, he's solving 50-piece puzzles. By 4, he's building these super complex Lego sets. The ones meant for kids 10 years older than him. And then at 5, he memorizes every single country, its capital, and its flag. That same year, his dad, who's a decent amateur player, introduces him to chess. But Magnus, he wasn't really into it at first. The spark that lit the fuse came from something a lot more human. And there you have it. That's all it took. A classic sibling rivalry. That desire unlocked this incredibly deep personal motivation. He started spending hours and hours just by himself, moving pieces, figuring out combinations, replaying games. It wasn't about formal lessons at that point. It was just pure, raw obsession, driven entirely by him. So once that obsession really took hold, Carlsen's rise through the chess world wasn't just fast, it was historic. He didn't just climb the ladder like everyone else, he basically took a sledgehammer to it, creating a whole new idea of what a young prodigy could do. And you can just see that obsession playing out on this timeline. I mean, becoming a grandmaster at 13, that's incredible. But then look what happens next. He smashes the 2,700 rating barrier, which is elite territory, and then the super elite 2,800 barrier, years ahead of anyone else. By the time he was 19, he wasn't just one of the top players. He was officially #1 in the world, the youngest to ever do it, 2882. To a chess player, that number is legendary. It is the highest official rating ever achieved in the history of the game. It's a mark that even pushed past the great Garry Kasparov. Statistically, it just represents the highest level of chess performance anyone has ever seen. Period. Now, being the #1 ranked player in the world is one thing. It's amazing. But to really join the legends, the immortals of the game, you have to win the World Championship. In 2013, at just 22 years old, Magnus Carlsen got his shot. He had to face the reigning champion, the absolute legend, Viswanathan Anand. And he beat him convincingly. But this wasn't just a one-time thing. It wasn't just a coronation. It was the start of an entire era. Because winning the title is one thing, but holding on to it against every top challenger in the world, that's something else entirely. And he just kept doing it. He beat Anand again in a rematch. He managed to outlast Sergei Karyakin, a brilliant defensive player they literally called the Minister of Defense. Then he took on his biggest rival, the world #2, Fabiano Caruana, and won. He proved over and over again that no matter who the challenger was, he was simply in a class all by himself. Okay, so a record like that brings up the big question, right? What makes him so damn good? What is his secret? Well, the answer really lies in his evolution. He transformed his playing style into the most dangerous weapon you can have, one with no weaknesses. See, when he was a teenager, he was this swashbuckling attacker, fearless, sacrificing pieces. It was exciting to watch. But the absolute top players in the world could prepare for that. So to beat them, he evolved into a universalist. Now he plays any kind of opening, he's comfortable in any type of position. Trying to prepare for him is like trying to catch smoke in your hands. It's just impossible. Even Garry Kasparov, who coached him for a little while, pointed to this incredible intuition he has. He said Carlsen just knows what to do in any position.
It's a deep, almost mystical feel for the board, not just brute calculation. It's a quality he shares with some of the greatest champions of the past, like Anatoly Karpov. But if he has one signature strength, one killer move, it's this: the endgame. This is where that childhood ability to just focus for hours and see patterns that nobody else sees becomes absolutely lethal. He takes positions that look totally equal, positions where any other grandmaster would just shake hands and agree to a draw, and he just keeps playing. He squeezes these tiny, almost invisible advantages until his opponents, totally exhausted and demoralized, finally crack under the pressure. He calls it pure chess, where computer prep is useless and it's all down to raw talent. All of this insane success on the chessboard has let Carlsen do something very few chess players ever get to do: become a true global star. His influence has just exploded out of the chess bubble and right into mainstream culture. I mean, he's modeled for fashion brands, he's been honored on the field at his favorite soccer club, Real Madrid, he's done 60 Minutes and the Colbert Report, he was even named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people. He made the chess grandmaster a cool global brand and brought the game to a whole new audience. And then there's this story, which is almost too perfect. It really shows you how his mind works. He proved his strategic genius isn't just for chess. In 2019, for a moment, he actually hit the #1 spot in the entire world in Fantasy Premier League football. He out-strategized over 7 million other players. It was just this amazing, fun little flex of his analytical brain in a completely different world. So, all of this leaves us with the big one, the ultimate question. Is he the GOAT? The greatest of all time? You know, those debates are always tough, comparing across different eras. But here's what's not up for debate: his legacy. With record-shattering ratings, an era of unmatched dominance, and a style that's both universal and totally his own, Magnus Carlsen has already carved out his place on the Mount Rushmore of chess, a true phenomenon of the mind.